This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those son busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 16 and episode number 3526. Dang. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill. Woo! The Ted Smith. Woo! And Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. Yeah! On tap today once again, it is the random question. Your guess is as good as mine. Categories: Disney and the best sports movies of all times. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, jiggity, jam.
All right, here we go to Scotland, where Mystery Puddle keeps getting bigger despite lots of sun and zero rain. Meanwhile, an alligator in Pennsylvania is finally caught after a few weeks after it wandered into a driver's lane. To England, where Village is being terrorized by a man who really, really likes baked beans. Meanwhile, man tries to impress girlfriend by letting her drive his work machine, which is a train. And a woman visits her boyfriend in jail, then shows Cody her boobs. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right. Some people, when they have that precious commodity known as free time, when they have that on their hands, they do something productive or proactive. Most of us, quite honestly, well, we do not. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Candy Crush, there are all types of addictive time wasters out there, but one of the more financially dangerous is online shopping. I mean, who among us has not gone down the wormhole that leads to an Amazon cart full of crap that we don't need? But there is a benefit to that, however. Avoiding embarrassment. Seriously. A new study of 2,000 people revealed that 9 out of 10, 90% of us, would pay more online than face in-store embarrassment buying things like condoms and incontinence products. That said, I wish we'd had the internet when I had to buy Rid to clean my pubes of crabs, but I digress. So at least when they're killing time, they're also avoiding humiliation. Now, other people, they do different things to fill their free time, like the man in India who just earned his place in the Guinness Book of World Records because for the 3 hours and 35 minutes of free time he had, he chose to spend that balancing a field hockey stick on one finger. That's how he spends his time. But to his credit, he beat the old record by more than an hour. And in other news, there's world records for balancing field hockey sticks on one finger. Whatever. These are just some of the stories we've come across. Stories that left us with many questions we'd like to ask you in the form of a random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we'll ask you a question that completes random. And after you answer the question, we will then share with you the news story that inspired said question.
Be part of the big show, the random question. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro. Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case. Dude, no way. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the toes and away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,526. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, that is a fact. Exciting return of Your Guess is as Good as Mine. Our categories today will be the top 10 Disney characters of all times and the top 10 sports movies of all times. The reason we do the top 10 sports movies of all times is because they played a little baseball game there last weekend in Iowa.
Oh, the Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Correct.
Field of Dreams, probably one of the greatest baseball movies, I think, in my lifetime anyway. I did like The Natural. I like Bull Durham. Hell, A League of Their Own was pretty good. One of the things you need to know about today's category of the best sports movies of all time, Field of Dreams is not in the top 10. They are 13.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
They did not make the list, Jeff. There's some baseball
There's
movies.
got to be a Kevin Costner movie in there somewhere.
3 football movies. Got a couple of boxing movies on the list. Golf as well. Yeah, so it's not on the top 10. That and your top 10 Disney characters. That's coming up with Your Guess is as Good as Mine.
Now, Disney character, does this mean like the movie characters like Cinderella, Little Mermaid, or like Mickey Mouse and his
You know what? They are all Disney characters.
All right, okay.
They are all. If you see them walking around the world or the land, they are a Disney character.
All right.
With the exception of Captain Jack Sparrow. I think he was number 12 on the list. He's probably just some dirty dude. He walks around.
Just some homeless
He almost
guy.
gets kicked out all the time. He's like, no, dude, I work here.
That's a good call.
Didn't you say, who is it, Simba does not walk around? There's some major-ass character.
Yeah, there's no Simba.
That blows my mind. Like Lion King was
Shocking.
top
You
of
sure?
the world.
Positive.
Okay. I wonder why.
Because what I was told is they're not sure if they'd have young Simba or old Simba.
Oh, my God.
So they're still on the road, still having meetings.
But you see Timon, you see Pumbaa. I mean,
Not the Lion
there's
King.
so many characters. The first year I went I was 19, so it's probably 2019.
All right.
I've been back 4 times. Every time I go, every day, whatever park I check into, I always go immediately to the desk and say, when are you going to get a Simba?
And what do they
You
say?
keep asking, Mr. Smith, we knew you would ask. And no, he's still not
I mean,
here.
it's Disney Park, so they're very nice about it. They'll take it into consideration and this and that. I'm like, all right, but like, we need a Simba.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised that they've changed the strategy, and it's not a bad one based on social media, but if you're walking around, it used to be if you were in the park and there was Mickey Mouse, if you're lucky enough to see Mickey Mouse or Goofy or whoever, you strolled up, you were patient, you just waited for a second, and then you were able to get get a picture with Goofy or whatever the deal was. They don't do that anymore. So when the animals or the whatever they are the characters are walking through the park, they have not armed security, but they have security that looks like they're armed. You know what I mean? They look like police officers.
Mickey needs 5 feet of space. I'll put a bullet in your head.
And when you come up to them and say, "Hey, man," because I got a picture with one dude. I can't remember what.
You don't remember who you got a picture with?
It was the black dude in Buzz Lightyear movies, Toy Story. I just can't remember the name of the guy.
The black dude? Bro, are you sure?
I think it was Buzz Lightyear.
I don't. Buzz Lightyear is a white man.
We've had this conversation
before. Who was it?
Frozone?
Was it the guy from The Incredibles, like he's saying?
It might have been Frozone. Yeah, it might have been Frozone.
You go around saying,
I don't know the movie.
The black dude from Toy Story. I'm like, I don't think there's a brother in Toy Story.
Frozone. Is this guy's name?
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, because it's him. I got a picture of Frozone. I just thought he was in Toy Story.
No.
All right, well, yeah, I get that guy, man. That's pretty cool.
He's not a spaceman or anything like that. He has ice powers.
I didn't see the movie. I don't know.
I can see, hey, Buzz Lightyear, let me get a picture.
Yeah, either way, he was cool. But but everyone else, because it's a real guy, he'll talk to you. You know what I mean? He's like, it's a real person. You know what I mean? You can
Did
see
he
his
point
face.
out that he's not in Toy Story?
I didn't ask him. I was just like, oh man, hey, what's happening? I gotta get a picture with you. But all the other characters,
I kind of wish it was just a really athletic brother, like wearing a tight shirt
in a movie, man.
Jimmy, I will go find the picture. I will dig it up for you. I know I have it somewhere.
A black dude from Toy Story.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no black dude in Toy Story.
Was that Toy Story 3?
Not sure. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Toy Story in the hood.
I only saw the first one. I didn't see the next two, so I didn't know. There's probably more than that. Anyway,
I will say this though. It depends on the characters too. Like
so
Mickey,
the bigger characters, you have to wait in line.
You got to wait in line
and
put
them
in
in
a
certain
spot.
place, right?
Yeah, correct.
And then you kind of get in line and you wait like you would a ride to get a picture taken. And they also have the person there taking the picture who knows everything about phones. So it's not like, oh, I put it on this way or that way. Like they're like, give me your phone, get it ready to go.
Correct.
We take the picture just to kind of so you can't.
But if it's a lower character.
Like Frozone. I can just walk up to Frozone.
Right, you can walk up to Frozone.
Because no one knows the movies.
Or like Donald Duck's a big character, right?
Yeah.
But like he's hard to get to. But in Disney World, in the Magic Kingdom, there is a certain spot where they enter the park from.
Right.
So if you're smart enough to know where that place is and you hang out in there long enough, you run into Donald.
Okay.
See, my kids keep wanting to go, and everything you guys tell me, because every time they ask, I'm like, no. It's not even an explanation. But no, I'm not going. Look, let me rephrase.
Man, I would go.
You can go, but I'm not going with you. How about that?
I would go just to check out the new Star Wars thing.
That's it.
I had a good day down there. It was a fun day at the park. I mean, I had the both park pass, whatever. I mean, I'm like, hell, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it.
You had the Park Hopper Plus?
Got the Park Hopper Plus. We were able to go back and forth, and you do that thing where you put your name in or whatever, and then you can come back and ride the ride.
Fast Pass.
We got an update. There was a brother, and I remember him now. There was a brother in Toy Story. Combat Carl.
Oh.
Okay.
Remember Combat Carl?
No.
I do remember him, but again, it could have just been, who's the cat that played Apollo Creed? Like, if he were walking through, you'd be like, Combat Carl. Like,
Carl Weathers?
Yeah, you'd be like, God damn it, I'm Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Combat Carl. Yeah.
Also coming up today, as we do the little men's room happy hour thing, that's exclusively on the Odyssey app. If you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now at the App Store and Google Play. Favorite the happy hour, and we come on and do more men's room for you. Monday through Friday coming up at 6. Today, the return of the word. You're going to go over the origin of, is it the P word?
Yeah, the euphemism for vagina. It's it is stunning.
Where this all came from.
Yeah, and it's one of two places, basically, and they're not sure which one came first.
It's historical, though.
It is. One describes female genitalia from back in the day. One describes a man of softer character, if you will, and they're not sure which one was put into use first.
Another edition of Would You Rather coming up. That's the Men's Room Happy Hour, episode 19. Right after we get off of these airwaves, we'll jump right over to the Odyssey app and do that little thing. And today is the day we do our random question. 206-421-RON.
Random.
Hello, Nick. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hola. Nick, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's see here. How about this one? We'll just start with this one. Steve, you just brought this up. What is the most embarrassing thing that you've ever had to buy in person?
In person?
Yeah.
Enemas.
Okay.
Was it for you or someone else?
Oh, no, for me. It was like a 24-pack, and I had to go in there. Like,
a 24-pack of enemas?
What did you have some kind of surgery down there or something?
No, I was diagnosed with Crohn's, so at the beginning of that, when they were trying to get that all underway and like find the right regimen of medicine, I had to do a bunch of those.
Also, were you actually putting medicine in there with the gimmick?
The enema itself contained, it was medicine.
And now, is this something, because if you have Crohn's, you've got Crohn's. So do you order this online now, or are you just used to buying enemas?
I mean, thank God I don't have to do it anymore. It was just in the beginning. I had to go down to my local pharmacist and get it. So,
He
remembers, and I remember too. So.
Well, what's the worst part? Is it worse that you had to buy an enema at all, or that you bought the 24-pack?
I mean, that was, the quantity definitely made it worse. If I had to just do like one or two, it's like, damn, all right, I got to do a couple of these. But
have you ever taken a suppository, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay. It's amazing how fast those things work.
It's like the vacuum tube, right?
Yeah. Because
they're fine.
Yeah, when I had my surgery, there was one that was like a kind of a pain pill or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a localized pain pill. I had a headache that day. Mm. I took that thing and jammed it up there, man. I swear to God, 5 minutes, my headache was gone.
Really?
I think your body just absorbs stuff maybe quicker through the backside.
Are you suggesting?
Oh, no, it does.
Really?
Yeah. There's hundreds of thousands of nerve endings back then. That's when people started like parachuting and putting stuff up there drug-wise.
Okay. Now, what if say I have a really bad headache, and you give me 2 Tylenol, and I jam in the backside? Like, is it going to have the same effect?
It would be quicker, and I wouldn't recommend doing it.
I don't recommend doing it. I'm just wondering if it would actually work. Like, hey, man, Tylenol works for me.
Ooh, I don't know about that. No, I don't think, I wouldn't. These were specifically designed to be put in the bungus.
Well, so I'm saying Tylenol's like the gel caps, right? So, I mean, like, the shape is right. Time release.
I wouldn't try
that's
it.
what...
I don't plan. I've never had a headache so bad that I'm like, just put it in my butt. I haven't gotten to
I'm
that
just saying,
point.
it killed my, I didn't remember, the side effect was it killed my headache in like 5 minutes. I was like, man, my headache.
It works a lot quicker. That's why it's dangerous when you hear like people in college and stuff talking about butt funnels.
Right. I know. Like doing vodka and stuff.
Oh, no.
You get drunk fast.
That'll kill you.
Well, yeah.
Reason we asked, what is the most embarrassing thing you've had to buy in person?
My client did not butt funnel.
According to a new survey,
That's why they legalized Four Loko.
Americans are now willing to pay extra for personal hygiene products online just to avoid the embarrassment of buying it in a store. Survey polled 2,000 Americans and discovered that 89% would opt to spend money to purchase items online even if they're more expensive, just so they wouldn't be embarrassed about buying it in person. About 50% say the items they purchase in store that embarrass them include period cups.
Period cups? Mm-hmm. What is that?
Is that so you don't have to use a tampon, you just have a little cup?
I vaguely remember, I think that they were actually advertised on our podcast at one point, but it just basically just catches everything.
Oh, all right.
Ew. I mean, and look, I'm not a woman, but look, if I peed myself all the time, I'd rather wear Depends than, oh no, I got a cup that just holds all my pee.
Oh, yeah. You've seen those before.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Isn't that something?
Ew, why would you want that?
Well, that's an option.
I don't understand that.
That's probably why they're embarrassed. Laxatives or incontinence products such as adult underwear. Also on the list, you know what? We bought adult underwear one day down at the Bartell.
Yeah.
I didn't blink an eye at that. Also bought Metamucil that day just to throw them off a little bit.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, it seems like those are going hand in hand.
Well, they are. That's what I'm saying.
Metamucil's getting everything out of there quick. So quick, this dude needs diapers.
Yeah. And most worry that they just don't want the cashier to judge them. So obviously it's when you're ringing them up. But people said, yeah, they pay more money online.
What blows my mind is one of the things on there was condoms. I'm like, look, condoms, you're not trying to scream about your sex life, but that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Condoms mean like either I have enough sex that I got to re-up or I'm going to have sex later today. Going to have sex. That's great. I get like stool softener because that's the only thing you're buying. And everyone understands that.
Yeah.
As you're standing there, you're constipated, right? But condoms, it's like, hey, man, ring this up quick. There's a purpose for this. Everyone wants, nobody wants to be constipated. Nobody wants to have diarrhea. Everybody wants to have sex. So condoms, it's more like a brag point.
Yeah,
do a price check on this one.
But you can't.
You ever buy them and they're like behind the counter and they can't reach them?
Oh, no.
So they climb on top of the counter.
Well, you ever had a situation where you're at the grocery store and the person's being very nice, but when they ring something up for you, they'll say, "Oh, I just bought these last week. These are fantastic. You know what I mean? You're going to love this.
Right.
I mean, whatever. You can't do that if you're working at a drugstore. Like, ooh, antifungal ringworm. What is that?
Right.
That sounds horrible.
Or you can still make it feel better.
Exactly.
You know, I use this stool softener. I just pooped my pants 5 minutes ago.
If you're working at the Bartell. You know?
I have definitely been at a grocery store like on a Sunday and was buying an order full of just crap. The guy's like, having a party for the game? No, it's just me.
Oh. Take the opportunity to lie.
Right?
More of the random question on the way, 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Hey, all of it, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
It is our random question, 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Wes. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hola.
Welcome to the program, Wes. The random question. How you doing?
I am awesome. How are you?
We're doing great. Let's see here. Have you had a pet or two in your lifetime?
Oh, I've had a lot of pets, yes. A lot of dogs.
All right, you're going to be able to figure this one out quick then. Of all the pets you've had, what was the one pet's favorite toy that you'll always remember for whatever reason?
Well, right now he's sitting next to me, and his favorite toy is it's a raccoon. And so I'm like, he's smart enough. I just say raccoon, and he goes straight for it.
Okay, all right. So does he? Is this the only toy? Like when he comes home, does he run in and grab the toy?
Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of toys because he's spoiled rotten. I got him from Tacoma in 2009 as a rescue, and I've had him like till now. He's sitting right next to me. He's a boxer rot, and yeah, if you can name the toy and he knows. Like, so if it's duck, he goes get duck. If it's the white claw or white paws, he goes to get the white claw.
The white claw.
Does he ever grab a toy to show the toy to someone, like say, someone knocking on the door, or someone coming to your house and be like, look, this is my toy, see my toy, check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super defensive of the house, but no, he will go grab his favorite raccoon and just bring it up to you, but he won't let you have it. He'll just shake it and and keep making it squeak.
Now, does he try to get to the squeaker, or does he appreciate the fur cover on it?
Oh, he's had about 4 raccoons because he gets to the squeaker. He rips it open and pulls a squeaker out and just chews on it.
My dog's got this toy that she has had since we got her, and it's a cat. For whatever reason, she migrated toward this cat. All right. I've named the toy Kitty Montgomery because it's a little white cat, right? All right. That was probably, in my adult life, I've hand-sewn something probably 3 or 4 times, whether it's a button or whatever. 3 times I have stuffed and sewn that cat up from it being, because if that cat wasn't there, she would lose her mind. I mean,
but she's the one ripping it apart. Right. I mean, certainly a dog understands,
eventually.
I got you this animal. You have spent 3 days diligently ripping this thing apart, removing the stuffing, getting the squeaker, and now there's just this fur carcass on the floor.
She can't go anywhere without that toy.
Oh, boy.
So you can't go and, spend a couple hours at somebody's house. Toy's got to go with it. Kitty Montgomery's got to go with it.
Yeah. The blanket's a completely different thing. He doesn't ruin that because it's his favorite blanket, and he'll lay on it no matter where you put it, but the toys, oh no, they're fair game.
My dog has recently commandeered my son's Seattle Sounders blanket. It is no longer anyone's except the dog's. I do not know why this is, but the dog has determined, this is my mother effing blanket. And so any toy that she has, she lays on that and does it. Like, even we tried to wash it, put it back on the bed. By the time we got home, she'd pulled it off the bed, dragged it back in the living room, and was laying on it.
It's my blanket.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's how that
Go
works.
Sounders.
Yeah, go Sounders.
Reason we asked what was or is your pet's favorite toy. Last Tuesday, a 19-year-old woman named Deshanti Pleasant, she's from Wisconsin, she accidentally shot her friend James while playing with her cat. She apparently pulled out a 9mm handgun from her nightstand drawer, turned on the laser light, and was pointing at the floor to get the cat to have a good time and chase it. While she was doing that, the gun goes off and hit James in the right thigh. She said she thought the gun's magazine had been removed, but according to a witness, she'd also been drinking brandy. She was arrested for causing injury by negligent use of a weapon. James was treated for the gunshot wound at the hospital. Sounds like he's going to be okay. By the way, it was James' gun, and he's already facing felony gun charges for his role in a shooting last year. So likely, because he got shot in his own house, he will more than likely be facing charges.
Again, Mike and I were talking about this last week. He said, that woman did everything wrong. Like, your finger's on the trigger of a gun. You didn't remove the laser scope, but you can remove. I get it in theory. The cat's going to chase it, but, like, wouldn't you take it off the gun just so that doesn't happen?
Cats are the weirdest one on toys, too. Like, laser pointer is definitely always, it's a hit. But But anything else, it's just, it's a crapshoot as far as, like, will the cat like this thing? Even if it's just a scratching post or like one of those towers that you buy. Sometimes they migrate to them. Sometimes they stay in them all the time. If a cat's, like, live in those things. But other cats will look at it and go, I'm not going up there.
We tried all.
I don't need to see out the window.
We tried all this different crap for the cat, right? She's just not a toy-style cat. You're right. If you shine something on the floor, they can't help themselves. But otherwise, her favorite toy is my lap. That's it. Period. It doesn't matter what else you try to do. She has no interest, but as soon as you sit down, she's in your lap, headbutting you. And that's it. Not a goddamn thing.
Cats are crazy.
They're weird. And my dog doesn't have a specific toy. She has her blanket, but any kind of rope, anything to play tug of war. So when I get home from work, she greets me at the door. She jumps, hits me in the balls. This is every time. Then she runs into the living room, and before I can even get my backpack off, she's back with this rope hanging out of her mouth. Like, you got to play tug of war. Period.
Okay.
You must.
Dude, have you seen the ones that stick to the ground?
What, like a tug of war rope?
Yeah, it's like a suction cup or something.
She'd rip the thing off.
So the dog can play tug of war, but you don't have to.
That's not how it works. I can hand that rope to any other family member. She has no interest. It must be me who plays tug of war. That's really freaking annoying. I'm like, there's 3 other people here. I can hand it to my son, no interest. Wife, daughter, doesn't care. Me, it's go time. Go time.
Tigger was all about a little fake steak.
A little plastic steak?
Oh, yeah. He loved that thing.
I think we had squeak, or was it
squeak?
It was a T-bone, wasn't it?
It was.
It's always a T-bone.
And about once, and then at the end of the week, he'd rip out the squeaker so we'd get him a new one.
Just chew the squeaker. Guess who it is, Ted?
James.
James, welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
James, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's give you this one. James, looking back at your life, what would you say that you were actually pretty good at the first time you tried it, or kind of early on when you were getting into something, maybe something new, you realize, you know what, I'm not too bad at this?
Wow. I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah. You never went skiing and did pretty well the first time, or, you know what I mean, tried something completely different?
If I had to say anything, probably baseball.
Okay. When did you start playing baseball?
Probably about 5 years old.
All right.
5, 6 years old.
Well, there's all kinds of sports out there you can play. Once you find the one that you're pretty good at, you tend to gravitate toward it more. Because there's a lot of options out there.
I play softball now. So does that, I guess I'm pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you find something that you're decent at, you'll more than likely pursue that, other than, like, maybe you're not great at soccer if you're playing some basketball or whatever else is available, but pretty good at baseball, you tend to stick with it. Okay.
Yes, definitely. Not good with basketball. Absolutely not.
What position did you play in baseball?
Third and catcher.
And did you play all the way through high school?
I did.
All right. Well, see, that's in my mind, that's pretty good.
Yeah, allowing you on the team.
Yeah,
right.
If you play at that level, that's all right. Okay. The reason we asked, speaking of, and this is a crazy scenario here, but what were you pretty good at the first time you did it? Ironically enough, we're talking about baseball. This is a pretty crazy story. On Saturday night in Phoenix, Tyler Gilbert of the Arizona Diamondbacks, he threw a no-hitter. What you need to know, they beat the Padres 7-0. Now, the Diamondbacks are horrible. They are a terrible baseball team. And to believe it or not, the Padres aren't too bad. They've actually got some offense.
Which is amazing to say.
One of the better hitters in baseball right now. Now,
and we wish them the worst.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what you have to understand about Tyler Gilbert, This was the first time that he'd ever started in a Major League Baseball game pitching.
He threw a no-hitter?
Yes. It's happened 3 previous times in history. The most recent was 1953.
Jesus.
By the St. Louis Browns. Then you'll remember Bumpus Jones did it, Ted, in 1892. Everybody remembers
Bumpus.
He was amazing.
Yeah, Bumpus.
And of course,
Did you say St. Louis Browns?
Yep, St. Louis Browns. And then Theodore Brittenstein. He just killed it in 1891.
Oh, Teddy.
Yeah. Diamondbacks have the worst record in baseball. They are 38-80. No National League team has ever posted a no-hitter when entering the game 43 games under 500. By the way, when he was in the minor leagues, he was only a reliever. He hadn't started a game since 2016. He had never thrown any type of game as a starter or a complete game as a pro. By the way, his catcher, he was only making his 28th start behind the plate, which is relatively young for the catcher, too, and they normally call the game. By the way, this guy spent last summer working with his father as an electrician. He says, just trying to make some money and learn a trade, but I'd rather be playing baseball someday. Well, he ended up playing baseball, got a start, threw a no-hitter.
Now, what do you think this guy's future holds? I feel like a lot of times you have this moment, you did something outstanding, and then just the wheels come off.
You know what I mean? I mean, not to say it like this, but maybe a potential movie or like some kind of weird little story, like on a 30 for 30, because
you know what? You're right. Even if we never hear his name again.
Exactly. This guy, for the first time, you know what I mean? They called him up because basically it's the end of the year. Their pitching is depleted.
Right. They
you know what
suck.
I mean? Like, all right, let's just give this guy a shot. Who cares? And then he goes out and throws a no-no.
Well, because they made the movie about the teacher. They got back into baseball. And ends up, but I think that guy only played in major. I don't know how long he was back in the major leagues. But Miles is right. That's the kind of stuff they make into a movie.
They made a movie about the dude, for the Philadelphia Eagles. Miracle, right?
Rudy, Kurt Warner. You know what I mean? All these people who are not supposed
Kurt Warner won a Super Bowl and went to 3. Rudy, which I never thought about until Ted, I know you're a Rudy apologist.
I like it.
But it's a fine movie. But, Rudy is what Rudy is. And then Miles, he just made the one thing. He said, there was nothing wrong with that kid. This was not like Make-A-Wish. He just sucked at football. And they still gave him a shot.
He was short.
Yeah, he was
Didn't
short.
weigh enough.
And not good at football. And they put him in anyway. And I'm like, well, I'm not good at football either. Can I do that?
It's like, if I hang around with the Lakers, can I play with LeBron?
Right. Like, look, I suck.
I might be able to hit a jumper, but I doubt it. I could make a free throw. I could do that.
Maybe the free throw.
I could pass the ball.
They would tell you to.
I could not play defense. If I had to run the floor 3 times, they'd have to get me. They'd have to get
against
me
an NBA player.
Oh, they'd have to get me out of there.
And NBA courts are massive.
Just running the floor. I'm not even talking about guarding anybody. Just going back and forth in between possessions. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
His hands are on his knees.
Yeah. Basketball knock the living crap out of you if you're not in shape to play basketball specifically. You could run a marathon and not go out and be able to play basketball.
But why can't we all get the Rudy treatment? Like, I want to go to the Ravens. Like, guys, I really suck, but you might really like me. I'll help you out, around and all that kind of stuff. And if I'm just really, 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 really nice, can you suit me up?
He was on the practice squad.
Yeah.
He was on the practice squad for 2 years. It's not like he wasn't doing anything.
I know, but
it's not a big deal. I mean, you can dress 80-some players. Like, let Rudy dress.
Do you remember how delusional Steve and I were at one point in time where we really thought that we could, complete 2 of 10 passes if I threw it to Steve and Ed Reed covered him in practice?
Yeah.
I mean, how delusional were we? We could get 2. I mean, even a quick screen. You know what I mean? Like
confidence, brother.
Yeah, no.
You might be dead wrong. We might get embarrassed.
Dead wrong.
But go in confidence.
That's right.
Yeah. And you're going to hand fight with Ed Reed.
Well, he's going to shake
I am going to hand fight. I'm going to lose.
We had some strategies on routes. Because Ed's basically playing cover now, right? He's not playing safety. So he's got a whole different view.
Yeah, that's right.
He's used to looking forward, right? Now he's got to turn his back because Steve's going to gas him down the side.
That's all. Just leave him in the dust.
Yeah. Then I'm throwing it up because he's 6'4". Ed Reed's like 5'10". You know what I mean?
That's right.
They were playing the jump ball. That was the
ball hawk my ass.
Right. He's playing jump ball corner of the end zone throw.
I know. He's like one of the most famous ball hawks of all time. Defensive back.
That's why it'd have been so embarrassing for him.
Terrible.
2 of 10. That's all he said. 2 of 10.
Random.
Didn't we ask somebody? Was it Ed Reed? Wasn't there somebody on the Ravens or was it a Seahawk? And you guys asked him. He's like, oh, no chance.
I think it was a Seahawk, and he's like, you guys are out of your mind.
It was Kelly Jennings.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. We walked in here. I mean, you look like, we sized him up. All right, same philosophy. Throw the jump ball. He's like 5'11".
That dude's looking at us like,
he's
man.
170 pounds.
Right. He's just like, no.
He does not look like any of the Legion of Boom. We got this. You know what I mean? He's not a big dude. Surely we can. get 2 of 10 from a number 1 draft pick.
Well, that's the problem with basketball when you talk about, like, I could pass or this or that.
Could you?
But, right, when there's a dude that's the small dude and he's 6'5", and he's guarding you, like, all of a sudden it gets real hard to throw that pass.
You couldn't even pass.
He's the smallest guy on the whole court.
Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. Matthew, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's go with this one.
First, I want to thank you guys for the tickets to Primus this weekend.
Oh, you're very welcome,
man.
How was it?
It was a great show. He's a mad genius. So, and then to tribute to Rush, so they did a whole Rush album too.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Rush album.
I heard they did that. That was up at where was that? That was at
Marymore?
Marymore.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I heard they did a bunch of Rush.
Oh, I'm sure Taryn was fired up.
Exactly. That was my source. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, I know you'd know that one. All right, here you go with your question.
Show since COVID, though.
That was your first show since COVID? Yep, me too. I did that last night at Billy Idol. It was crazy to be out again. The 4 women in front of me ordered 4 buttery nipples. I was like, this game is on tonight.
That is crazy.
It's going to get crazy in here.
It's been a long time since I've heard that term.
4
in a bar.
buttery nipples in the Coors Light, please. All right, let's go with this question here. What do you do, Matthew, to kill time when you just want to, spend a little time with yourself?
Yeah, I still game. I'm on the Xbox.
Okay, what game do you play?
Oh, a lot of the classics and Madden, EA Sports. My nephew got me into that damn Fortnite for a while.
Now, do you play with people online, or do you just kind of take on the game itself?
It depends on the game. Sometimes I go online, like EA Sports. I got friends that we do, Madden still, and you got your Halos, your Gears of War. While I go just against the computer and stuff.
Okay, so you play a few hours a week then, probably.
Probably, yeah. I get on for 20 minutes a night or something. I still got, an Xbox One, and, I still get on every now and then.
Can your Xbox One, is it still capable of playing all of their newer games?
No, that's how they rip you off. Every time they come out with a really new cool game, you have to go buy the console to play it. I got 3 Xboxes in the closet. I got whatever the one before the 360 was, and 360 in the closet, and an Xbox One that's actually hooked up.
Okay, all right, well, the reason we asked, what do you still do to kill some time? An Indian man unofficially broke a Guinness World Record when he balanced a field hockey stick on one finger for 3 hours and 35 minutes.
Impressive.
This shatters the previous mark. By over 2 hours, I believe, by an hour. So the previous record was another guy in India. 2 hours and 22 minutes, 22 seconds. Maybe he just did that to do it that way. Either way, this guy goes 3 hours and 35 minutes. So now he is officially being submitted with his witnesses into the Guinness World Records for official recognition, which I guess takes a little time, but either way, they got the proof on this thing.
Right, they have to verify. Again, it just...
On one finger.
I don't know. And look, I know you can break a world record for anything, but it just seems like at some point you go like, look, let's qualify this for things that are of at least passing interest to people. Mm-hmm. Like you said, tallest man, shortest woman, heaviest this, farthest distance. But like some things, what is your real competition on this? There's a guy
I'm
that...
saying, but that's one of those things you can feasibly do. You ever taken like a broom or a handle or whatever and just like you can... That's not the hardest thing in the world.
For 3 hours and 35 minutes it is.
But anybody can pick it up and do it for at least a minute. That's not a challenge, yeah.
1 minute.
1 minute.
60 solid seconds.
Easily. We'll go find a broom. It's easy to do.
Yeah, I'll go get a spoon right now.
I mean, not a spoon. I mean, that's too small. This guy's
right. You need something a little heavier.
Yeah, you need something a little bit bigger.
You're saying, I think I could probably go a solid 35 seconds. Sure, it's kind of easy to do, but there's always the point where you overcompensate and the thing falls over.
Right. Are you doing it on a finger or in your hand?
A finger.
Whichever one you want.
A finger. That dude broke the record with the finger.
I think in the hand it's going to be easier, but if it's just the finger...
All right.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's
random.
We're gonna have to do that in the video. Just 60 seconds, Miles, one finger, balance the broom.
If you take a shirt down there, you know that guy will give it to you.
That's right.
Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Guten Tag, my dirty Germans.
Hola. Welcome to the program, sir. Let's go with this random question. What would you say, speaking of this guy who just was in the Guinness Book, what would you say is the most impressive thing that you've seen another human being do?
Most impressive thing I've ever seen someone do. You know what? Pull tail 4 times in a single day from 4 different women. That's really impressive.
Wow. He hooked up with 4 different women in one day?
That is correct, sir.
And did not pay for any of them.
No. This was not a pay to play. This was he had them like stacked up one after the other. So the way it rolled is number one was a repeat from the previous day or the evening. And then
in the morning. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he had morning. He started out with a bang. Went out for breakfast, and by the way, he sent her, away after that. He went out for breakfast with someone who was a first date, and managed to bring her back to his place and close the deal on that one too. He went out. Let's see, this is a pre-party for a concert. We were going to see Chris Cornell, may he rest in peace. And he closed the deal at that place, which was just a friend of ours' place, before the concert. And then after the concert, number 4.
Did this guy look like you, Dave?
No, he looks a lot better than me.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, is this you talking in third person? Or?
No, because if it's Dave would have said, I'll tell you what I did.
Yeah, exactly. That is impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he still has the record book, in my opinion. One heck of a thing. I mean, is he the best looking guy in my group? No, but he's just got a way. I tell you, he's a salesperson.
And does he have a girlfriend now, or is he still single?
No, he's married.
See, that's where he wastes his talent. He just threw it away. You know what I mean? It's like the guy that starts doing drinking and drugging and doesn't, fulfill his, NFL expectations.
Right.
When you have all this potential, man, you got to get in the game. Like, what are you doing?
Well, he took down 4 in a day.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you have that kind of, if you're swinging 4 for 4, it's time to play ball. I mean, you can't just be the manager. You know what I mean, on the team.
Yeah, I'm playing that sport for a while.
That's impressive, man.
Reason we asked what's the most impressive thing you've seen someone do. A man accused of leading officers on a police chase Saturday afternoon in Lake Ozark and stealing multiple cars has finally been arrested. The Lake Ozark Police Department has not identified the subject yet. Pursuit began after officers responded to a shoplifting call at a Kohl's in Eagles Landing in Lake Ozark. Police say the man took off in a vehicle that was later determined to be stolen from another town. He led officers on a chase along Bagnell Dam Boulevard. Police say the driver then was involved in a head-on collision on that street. Now, they say the suspect left the scene of the crash and eventually jumped off of a cliff.
Jesus.
Police department then took him into custody, handcuffed him behind his back, and shackled his ankles. He was then placed in the back of a patrol car. While police were investigating the scene, the suspect was able to put his hands in front of him, break out the cage between the back seat and the front seat of the car, and then take off in the stolen law enforcement vehicle. They say he then abandoned the vehicle near a neighborhood, then broke into a home and stole the key to a boat. The suspect later was found attempting to steal the watercraft when police located him. He then jumped into the lake and then hid under a dock successfully for 2 hours where he was not found until police finally found him and arrested him. Thankfully, no one was injured in the entire incident.
At that point, I don't even want to arrest you, man.
This guy's impressive. More of the random question coming up. 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.